Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be telling you a few important things you need to keep in mind before your board exams. I will also be showing you my maths answer sheet and I'll be telling you that how I could have easily scored 80 upon 80 but instead I got 75 out of 80. And I'm not bluffing because I'll be showing you the paper. I know I'm making this quite late. Today is already the physics board exam, but you can still implement these in your next papers. Before I start giving advices, I'm a JEE dropper preparing for JEE 2026. I gave my class 12 boards last year and here's my class 12 CBSE mark sheet. In total I scored 86.4 percentage, which isn't that much. I wasn't really happy with it. I would have been happy had I crossed 90%. And the reason that didn't happen was due to two things. The first reason is that my school didn't give me full marks in the practicals, and honestly I don't blame them either because I wasn't a regular student in class 12th. Although I was a very old student, I was in my school for a very long time. All the teachers knew me, but yeah, I didn't attend school properly. I didn't maintain any classwork. I made my friend write my practicals and it was really not sincere at all. And secondly, the biggest reason is that I completely ignored English and computer science. I left them for the end and didn't even study them for I studied barely for 2-3 days, and yeah, I could have easily scored very nicely in these two subjects had I studied them, but yeah, I didn't and it did cost me. So basically the mistakes that I made, the first one was that I didn't revise strong topics. Yeah, you heard it right. I am saying I didn't revise my strong topics. Obviously, in boards, you need to complete the full syllabus. Even if a topic is strong for you, you must at least solve 2 or 3 questions from it. As you can see in my PYQ book, I had solved questions from every single topic except partial fraction. And that's exactly where I lost marks in my paper. The second mistake was not giving mock papers. I didn't give any mock paper because I started preparing for boards only 2-3 weeks before the exam. Here is the proof. I placed an order of my PYQ books literally 2.5 weeks before exam, and my board exam started on 21st February. Had I given even one mock paper for each subject, I wouldn't have made those silly mistakes I made in my maths paper. So yeah, I skipped that step and I did have to pay for it. And regarding where you should practice from at this time, you only need to do PYQs and that is more than enough. Some people might suggest doing NCERT exemplar, but honestly if you're already doing NCERT exemplar, then you probably have studied the whole year and you need not watch this video. You will anyways score very nicely in boards. See, boards is actually the easiest national level competitive exam. It's not even a competitive, what the hell am I even saying? Yeah, it's not even a competitive exam. It's the easiest national level exam. It's the most basic, and getting 75% above is extremely easy, trust me. Basically, you need to buy any PYQ books, you have to star mark important questions, then you need to memorize them also, and on the last day revise only the start questions. For example, there was this question in chemistry that I didn't understand. It was based on RNA's equations and I didn't understand what it said, but that question came repeatedly in my PYQ book, so I kind of memorized it, and in my paper that exact same question came. I didn't even know what it meant, but I marked the correct option. While you're studying for boards, you need to give your everything for this exam because it is important. For example, my maths exam was on 8th March and on 7th March I remember I started a new rough copy and I finished that entire copy in the same day. Now I will show you my paper so that I could actually tell you the mistakes that I made. Before moving on, a lot of people have been asking me where I'm preparing for BITSAT. So in my recent videos I mentioned that I have purchased Photo Club's BITSAT crash course and that's what I am currently using for my preparation. I found it very relevant, especially for BITSAT. Even my friends and seniors who are already in IITs and BITS had recommended Photo Club's crash course to me and they were really right. I'm covering physics, chemistry and maths through their crash course lectures because in such limited time you need something structured and focused. For exams like BITSAT, this kind of fast-paced revision really helps. I'll be starting to give mocks really soon since JEE mains and BITSAT are in April and I don't want to leave mocks for the last moment. One thing I really liked about Photo Club's mocks is that the interface is almost exactly like the BITSAT exam. It also includes the bonus question feature that unlocks after attempting all 130 questions, which makes the experience very realistic. The mock analysis is detailed. You get subject-wise, question-wise breakdown and even AI-based insights on where you need to improve. If you're planning to join the BITSAT crash course, you can use my coupon Aryzo10 to get a 10% discount. Hey everyone, so basically this is my maths answer sheet. I got 75 out of 18 total and I'm gonna be showing you the mistakes that I made. Basically all my MCQs were right. I did study. This is proof that I did study and all of them were right. Let me tell you that I started doing MCQs at the end of my paper, as you can probably tell by my shitty handwriting. So basically every single question I was doing right. I'm gonna show you where I lost marks. Here is where I lost my first half mark. Basically, this is the type of mistakes that can only be avoided if you give mock tests. See, this was the question from LPP. Basically, this wasn't even a mistake, this was just carelessness. And since this is a board's paper, my answer was correct. Alright, see, as you can probably tell, my answer was correct. I don't know why it is highlighting that part. My answer was correct. This was the answer. B is equal to 0, B 0,5 is the answer. And yeah, but still, in boards, you obviously need to show the process, right? And that's where I made the mistake. Basically, I had to like only show the corner points, and A was correct, B was correct, and C was supposed to be 0,3. But for some reason, I wrote 9,0 and I put this as the value. This is just a silly mistake, and this is where I lost my first half mark. And yeah, every other part was correct. And this is a question from integration, partial fraction, and over here basically this is where I did my most regretful thing in the entire paper. At the beginning of the video I told you how I didn't practice any questions from this topic because I was like, I practiced this topic a lot of times while preparing for JEE, so I actually didn't solve even a single question from this topic. And this is the lesson I want everybody to learn from. Basically, how no matter how good your topic might be, at least solve 2 or 3 questions from each and every single topic, no matter how strong or weak that topic is. If I had solved even one single question at my home, then I wouldn't have made this mistake. I could have got full marks over it. It was a really easy question. Obviously, you can probably tell this is a very easy question. I will also scan and put the question paper of this paper in the description so that you guys can cross check. Thank God I left this question and I went to the next question, and that was honestly my best decision because time was running out. I was also panicking. You can probably tell by my handwriting it is worsening, but since I had practiced so many questions before this exam, I knew that I shouldn't be making any calculation mistakes, although I did make one. But I'm kind of surprised I didn't make any calculation mistakes in this problem. I was actually very scared when this question came out because it was the first time I encountered a problem where the differential equation was based on linear form, but it was in form of x, not in form of y. Normally we have forms of y, and this was the first time the form came of x, so I didn't practice any such question, unfortunately. I might have skipped it while doing PYQs, I don't remember, but yeah, I was actually very tense, but thank God I still got this question completely right, as you can probably tell. And yeah, this is where I made a mistake. I don't know what mistake I made over here. You just had to find the area of curve in this question, and for some reason I got an extra term which is 8. The answer was just supposed to be 8 pi, but I might have made a mistake over here which was obviously wrong. This was apparently supposed to be, I don't know what I did was wrong, and it was a calculation error obviously, and I lost half marks over here. And yeah, everything. Section E is something that I want to tell you. Section E was when I was starting to panic because time was running out, but still every single question was right. Because I had practiced a lot of questions from these chapters, so I was basically solving this section of the paper instinctively. Alright, I'm not even joking. I knew that this question can only ask a problem based on total probability theorem. I know that this part could only ask a problem based on Bayes' theorem. I was aware. I knew that this question could ask nothing else other than total probability theorem, and same goes for this. I knew that this question can only ask a question based on Bayes' theorem. So this is what happens when you practice a lot of questions. I did practice a lot before my maths board exams, and it paid off. If I hadn't practiced that much, I wouldn't have been able to the language is the main difficult thing when it comes to probability in board exams. And I was kind of shocked because even my calculations were right. As you can tell, my calculations were right, my way of solving was right. everything was right. The only place where they cut marks was because it didn't prove Lagrange's identity. Lagrange's identity is this thing, alright, this thing. And I thought that it was too easy to be proved, so I didn't prove it, but later I understood that they might have cut half marks due to me not mentioning what is Lagrange's identity. This is where my marks were cut. Half here, so 1, 3.5, so it becomes 4.5, and half marks here, 5. I will be leaving my paper and the question paper in the description. You guys can cross-check if you guys want to. So yeah, that's basically it. If this video helped, like it and subscribe if you're also in the journey.